Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very special episode of the Crown Lounge. So, on this episode, I would like to give you ideas for Thanksgiving, right? So you can get mad and argue drunk with your family, right? So what I want to do first, this is I'm gonna try to go in like sequence of the day, right? And what I'm doing first is I'm gonna do a Thanksgiving Sangria, because really you should probably make this the day ahead. If you really want to make it better, you can take your fruits that you add and soak it in the wine and the liquor a day prior. I'm not doing that, but I want to do this as an idea for Thanksgiving, so you do it how you choose to do it. Okay, so first thing first, is that gonna be long enough? It will be. All right, because I should have got a bigger spoon, but I'm not gonna need it. Anyway, so first thing first, we're gonna go a bottle of a dry white wine. I am using a Pinot Grigio just because it's a dry white wine, according to the internet. Right, so you can do this in big batches, right? So you can do two, I mean double the recipe depending on the size of your family, right? So do it how you choose. All right, so next we're gonna do 8 ounces of apple cider, and I measured this prior, so I wouldn't bore you with measuring this back and forth, right? So next you want to do 4 ounces of a brandy, and you can, because this is a sangria, right? And they want, since this recipe uses brandy, maybe you get like a peach brandy or an apple brandy or whatever, right? Some with flavor. I'm just going with a little VSOP French brandy. I'm gonna go 4 ounces. And if 4 ounces is not enough for you, you know, add a little bit more. But this is sangria, right? Sangrias aren't to get messed up with, right? They're just to enjoy, relax, you know, the wine drinkers in the family. Something for them. So to make this more Thanksgiving-like, we're gonna go with a pumpkin puree, right? It's gonna be 4 ounces of pumpkin puree, but me putting pumpkin puree in this doesn't really jive, right? So pumpkin puree, well, ounces to tablespoons is what 2 tablespoons equal an ounce of alcohol. So that means I would need to do 8 of these to get 4 ounces. One, 2, 3, I'm making a mess. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And it doesn't have to be precise, just close enough. I want to stir this a little bit because, you know, that's kind of thick. Again, this is how you're making this Thanksgiving, right? That's the whole principle of it, is a Thanksgiving sangria. All right. Next, we want to go 2 ounces of lemon juice. Freshly squeezed. I do my prep work so you don't got to watch me do it prior. 2 ounces. And next we want to go 2 ounces of maple syrup. I'm using this Crown maple syrup that is aged in bourbon barrels. Give it a little more flavor. And I want to go 2 ounces of maple syrup. All right, that doesn't go in there. Last, I want to go 12 ounces of ginger beer. And these are 6.8 ounces. So this is a little bit over. But can't go wrong with it, right? Just a little bit over. Now give this a final stir. I'm excited about this because I love sangrias. And I'm not like bougie where I care if it's red or white sangria. I just like sangrias. They're like my my guilty pleasure that everyone doesn't know about. So I made this in here, but I'm transferring it in here because I'm gonna double the recipe later on and make a bigger thing for Thanksgiving, right? For my family. And in here I have some apples, cinnamon sticks, and orange slices, but it dehydrated orange slices because it was blood oranges. And I thought the color would go great with it, so I'm gonna just pour this in here. Ideally, you mix the brandy and soak all of this in your brandy or a brandy prior. Oh yeah, I can do a double easily. Just so the flavors can, you know, set. So this sitting overnight is going to be even better in the morning with the fruits. And you dip the fruits out and put them in your glass and you chew on them. But I don't have that much time, and my curiosity is there on how well this tastes. So let's just get a little sip to see how Thanksgiving is it. All right, so this is just for taste testing. A Thanksgiving sangria. Cheers. I'll drink this whole thing. This is a good sangria. Chewing the ice wasn't probably good for the camera, and my dentist may be watching. They already say I grind my teeth, but whatever. Anywho, this is actually really, really good. And I'm 100% going to double this and probably triple it actually, because I know this is going to get drunk at my house. Cheers, guys. Hello, everybody. And what we got going on next, part of our Thanksgiving cocktails, in order so you can be ready to argue politics with your family. We're going to do a pumpkin toddy. I know you've heard of an apple toddy, right? It's a warm drink, right? So this is something you drink in the morning when you're still making the food. Right, so this is what you nip on a little bit, right, while you making the mac and cheese and the stuffing or whatever it is you like to cook, right? So this is what gets you ready for the rest of the family and the rest of the day, right? This starts you off before we get to the stronger stuff, right? So first thing first, we're gonna do ounce of an apple brandy, just an ounce. Next, we're going to go with half an ounce of rye whiskey. Just half an ounce. Next, we're going to go half an ounce of some freshly squeezed lemon juice. We're going to go half an ounce of some maple syrup. Just half an ounce. And again, I'm using this bourbon maple syrup. Just add a little more flavor to it. Couple dashes of bitters. The Angostura, just a couple dashes. And last, we're going back to our pumpkin puree. But this time, we're only going to do 1 teaspoon. Which is this one. Just 1 teaspoon. Don't want to do ice because this is a warm drink. I actually got hot water for this. So give this a good stir to break that pumpkin puree up. Smells good. So I don't want to strain this. I want this just how it is. I'm going to transfer this to my coffee mug. And to this, I'm going to add 5 ounces of water. I mean, you can eyeball it. You don't got to be precise. Boiling water, actually, because that's kind of hot on there. Let me hold this from the bottom. And half of this will make 5. You can double this for your glass or get a smaller glass. But either way, what we have here is now a pumpkin toddy in order to enjoy, instead of coffee in the morning, kickstart your morning with a little alcohol. Oh yeah. That is really good. I can see myself, because I got to smoke a brisket, right? So, which has become Thanksgiving tradition in our family, is I smoke a brisket. This is what I'm going to be drinking in the morning when I'm waiting for it to be done. 100%. This is really, really good. Anyway, continue watching for more Thanksgiving ideas. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. All right, so the next drink is a maple old fashioned. Right, so this one you start drinking about noonish, right? Because it's going to remind you of like pancakes, right? So this is more like your brunch drink to get to you until it's dinner time, right? We always do dinner kind of early, maybe 3 o'clock or whatever. But regardless, this is how you start your afternoon, is with a maple old fashioned, right? So for this, we're using a dark rum. You want to get a dark rum. So what I have is a Havana Club Cuban dark rum that is it's smoky, right? It's aged in some Islay whiskey, Scotch barrels, right? That's really peaty Scotch. So you're not going to find this in America. You got to go to international airports. And so I'm going to also go with the maple syrup again, because and it's in bourbon barrel, so it's an old fashioned, so that's my bourbonish add to it, right? So this would be like your substitute for your simple syrup, right? So first things first, we're going to go 2 ounces of our dark rum of your choosing. You can smell it too. Just half an ounce of your maple syrup. Just half an ounce. Again, that's like your sweetener, like your simple syrup sweetener for a typical old fashioned. So it can't be an old fashioned without Angostura bitters. So we're gonna go 2 dashes. I'm gonna add a little ice. Actually, you know what? I do not want to add ice, because I just want to mix it. So I'm gonna pour it over a cube, right? And I don't want to dilute it any more than it is. It's already sweet, so I don't want to add ice. I want to just mix it really good. Had a little syrup still in there. So we got our rocks glass, and there's nothing really need to be strained. There you have it. a maple old fashioned for your Thanksgiving Day cocktails. Cheers. Money. So this rum, this is my first time having it. I was going to make another video later with the different Havana clubs I have, but I saw this and I thought this would be great for this drink. And the smokiness of it with the maple syrup adds a lot of flavor to this, right? Solid drink. You're not going to be able to find this in America. So you got to travel abroad. And almost every airport I go into, I see it. So it's really popular in the airports. But if you can maybe find another smoky rum, would be good. But if not, just a dark rum. Anywho, this is a really good riff to the old fashioned. So what we got going on right now for the last drink of our Thanksgiving special is a Thanksgiving margarita. How can you make a margarita Thanksgiving? By adding pumpkin, of course. Need some lime juice. So first thing first, we're gonna go 1.5 ounces of some Reposado Tequila of your choosing. I just have some Casamigos, so I'm going to use it. So we're going to go 1.5 ounces. Next, we're going to go 1/4 ounce of Allspice Dram, because this is very I won't say herbal, because I think it's made out of allspice, like real allspice, and it's an allspice liqueur, so it has the spicy notes to it. All right, so we're only going to do 1/4 ounce. We'll also go 1/4 ounce of some Amaretto. Oh, just 1/4 ounce. That's all we're doing. Back to our pumpkin pie puree, we're going to do 1 ounce, which would be, you guessed it, 2 tablespoons. Will equal 1 ounce. Next, we're going to go 3/4 ounce of lime juice. It can't be a margarita without lime juice. 3/4 ounce of freshly squeezed lime juice. And last, we're going to go 1/2 ounce of an agave nectar. Just 1/2 ounce. For our little sweet treat. You can shake this, stir this, however you want to do it. I'm not going to add ice. So I'm going to put it in a glass full of ice. Okay, for our glass, we're not going to just salt the rim. We're going to do this is equal parts ginger, you can see that, and equal parts sea salt. So I use, because I'm only making one drink, right? I use 1 teaspoon of each. But if you're making multiple drinks, do a tablespoon of each. But remember, just do equal parts to match what it is you're trying to do in life. So we want to get us a lime, so we can get our rim ready. Not too bad. Add a little ice to our glass. Put my bucket the right way. Again, this isn't a strained thing because, again, I want all this how it is, right? Ooh, might want to double that. Anyway, here we go. A Thanksgiving margarita. Cheers. The rim is an interesting flavor enhancer, right? Because it's already spicy, but I mean like spicy, not as in hot, but you taste things because you have the Allspice Dram and the pumpkin puree, right? So that just adds to it. This is a really good, this is perfect for Thanksgivings. As you're doing desserts and making up with your relatives because you said some things you shouldn't have said, or they said some things they shouldn't have said. This right here is how you break the ice and get back to being family with a Thanksgiving margarita. Cheers. And before I go, don't forget to like, follow, and share. And comment. And come back. Because I may make something that you may like. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Till next time.